And welcome back to Typical City. Mr. Mark Goldbridge has exploded into action once again out of pure jealousy of Manchester City and our transfer business.
I knew he would. He can't take it, can he? He can't take it. He just can't take it.
Some people are not happy that Manchester City can sell for players. Who do we think we are? Selling players? Oh my God. First we couldn't buy anybody. Then we started spending too little on players, and now we're selling players for too high a price. We are a disgrace, aren't we? What a disgraceful football club we are, but Mark Goldbridge exploding into action once again. The thumbnail of It's Not Fair. It's not fair. It's just not fair. And it's a joke, that famous old phrase. I do like to say that, in fairness to Mark Goldbridge. I like to say it's a joke. It is a bad habit of mine. But there are only so many jokes that are out there, to be honest. And as much as you want Manchester City to be one of them, it's not the case, unfortunately. So let's have a listen to what he had to say.
Two big footballing stories for you this morning, and the first one is an absolute joke. We will be talking about what Chelsea's manager has said about selling Conor Gallagher, which backs up what I said yesterday to all those Chelsea fans who were moaning. Your manager agrees, but let's start off with the big breaking story. Atletico Madrid are going to pay £81.5 million for Álvarez. And you're telling me the Premier League ain't broke, that football ain't broke. It's always bloody Man City. It's an absolute joke. It's just not fair. Like, they are so far ahead anyway, maybe because of the 115. We'll find out about that. Let's not upset them too much, but we sort of need... look, I'm not here saying if you're not guilty, you should get found guilty.
You are.
For the good of football, Man City need their wings clipping because they're flying high like a juggernaut. I mean, they're getting £80 million for their backup striker straight into the football club. Huge profit, gets reinvested on better players. You can't compete with that.
No, you absolutely cannot compete with that. But let's have a quick look at the thumbnail there. Back in the day. Julián Álvarez to Manchester United. You can't compete with it, though. You know, you were in for him. You could have signed him for 14 million. You and Ed Woodward and your shite football club decided not to. Now, who's to blame for that? Are Manchester City to be blamed for that? For going out there and successfully acquiring a player of Julián Álvarez's calibre for a measly £14 million? No. Hey, you should have done that. If you were in there first, you had the opportunity to sign Julián Álvarez and you chose not to do it. And not only did you have the opportunity to do it, you are now complaining and suggesting that it's unfair and you can't compete with the exact same road that we walked down. Manchester United could have walked down that road themselves. There are other football clubs out there that are accusing Manchester City of cheating. It's the narrative that will be continually spun until they eventually run out of ideas and ways to spin narratives on their head to suit their agendas, to portray Manchester City as global cheats. Because the idea that we are a successful football club is just too bitter pill to swallow for too many people. And the idea that Mark Goldbridge the guy, this is my second video today. I couldn't resist making it on this video, to be honest, because the guy... He's staring back at me just over there. I can see him. Ooh, he's got his eyes on me. But he never ceases to hate, does he? He hates us.
He just can't take it.
This is what Mark Goldbridge said on the subject of Julián Álvarez back in 2022, I think. 2022 this was.
But I have got to be honest and say that numerous people over the last couple of days, who I trust, have messaged me saying there's definitely something going on with Álvarez. So I'm of a mind to say that just watch this space with it. I wouldn't get massively excited. The player would suit us, especially, Anthony Martial's gone. Cavani is going to go in the summer if he doesn't go in January. And Álvarez is in his early 20s. He's a very, very well scouted and touted player. Can play off the wide position, can also play through the middle. Very intense player, can press from the front. Very good record in relation to goals and assists for River Plate in South America.
So, nothing but glowing references, nothing but glowing reviews of Julián Álvarez from Mr. Mark Goldbridge himself. Merry Christmas, by the way, Mark. Love the Christmas tree. But yeah, he has nothing but nice words to say about Julián Álvarez. Fast forward to 2024, you can't compete. You just can't compete with Manchester City. Selling a player that they signed for 14 million and selling him for 81 million pounds. It's a joke. It's a joke. He goes on to express in the video, if I can find it.
And where Atletico Madrid are getting that money from, I don't know. At the start of the summer, they're pleading poverty because they can't afford Mason Greenwood for 25 million. They've just gone and spunked 110 million on Conor Gallagher and Alvarez. And apparently, you know, La Liga's in a footballing crisis. This ain't even bloody Barcelona or Real Madrid. So where they're getting that money from, God only knows.
Well, they're about to sell Omarodion to Chelsea for £40 million. So it seems like Chelsea are actually paying half of the fee to Atletico Madrid for Julián Álvarez. So that's one of the answers that you could have provided in that video. The other one is the fact that Atletico Madrid have recently received private equity injection, a capital injection they've received. And the La Liga itself has received capital injection as well, which is to the detriment of Barcelona and Real Madrid, who are not happy about it. Clubs are suing the league, like Manchester City are suing the Premier League, and no one really knows that because you don't do your homework. You know, you can come onto large platforms like this and spout absolute fucking nonsense, but in reality, you know very little. And the fact that you once did know something is a real shame that, like, he made a video on Julián Álvarez and how good he is 2 years ago about what a wonderful player Julián Álvarez is, and he could be in a Manchester United shirt, and you fast forward 2 years and the guy's an absolute joke, apparently. So I am baffled at the hatred and jealousy that is being shown. I'm not baffled by it being underhanded. I really admire Mark Goldbridge for the sense that he loves the idea of, like, he's shameless with it. He doesn't care that the world can see that jealousy to the point where I think even United fans would consider it to be quite embarrassing to be so openly jealous and bitter and resentful of Manchester City, just because of the success we're finding on the pitch. Now, every City fan in the world is like, we've gone through this. You know, we've gone through it, but I think deep down we all hid it. We were all like, no, let's not pretend that we all loved the idea of showing United fans how much they bothered us. They bothered us. Of course they did. They were winning left, right and centre, winning trebles in 1999. But we didn't let it out. You know, we hid it. We kept it under wraps a little bit. You know, but now there's one who's the pioneer of YouTubing football content is openly suggesting that it's perfect. I mean, fair play. It's open and honest. I'll give him that. It's open and honest. But when you've said such glowing things in the past about the history of United's transfer business and targeting Julián Álvarez, for me, it just smacks of just pure jealousy. That I am not convinced he's aware of it. That's the issue for me. Even though he might seem like he's open and honest, I'm not sure he's got the self-awareness to recognise how blatantly obvious it is that Manchester City is just making him seethe, man. He's seething. He's pacing back and forth like, fucking Manchester City. Fucking Manchester City. Ah, fucking Manchester City. I love it. Blues, get in the comments below. Let us know your thoughts. Like and subscribe to Typical City, and I'll see you in the next one.
This is Typical City now. Holding up Silver.